Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss about reverse indicator alignment method. In reverse indicator alignment method, we make the alignment in one step, both for angular misalignment and for offset misalignment. Although we are taking readings on the rims of the couplings, but we get the solution, or we can make the alignment both for angular misalignment and for offset misalignment. We are not taking any reading on the face. Today we will discuss about reverse indicator alignment method. I will discuss only vertical alignment method. Vertical means up and down, and I will tell you how we derive these formulas and how we make alignment. So, in reverse indicator alignment method, we use two dial indicators. With one dial indicator, we take reading on the stationary unit. Stationary unit means where we are not going to add or remove the shims. So we make 0 on the top, and then we go to the bottom, and then we take the reading on the bottom side. This is our total vertical reading, which is called BA. Here you can see here it is minus 300 millimeter total reading. In the same way, we take another reading on the movable side. We make 0 on the top, and then we come on the bottom, and this is the total offset reading with dial indicator, and this is called BB. BB is the reading taken on the movable side. This is total vertical reading, offset reading by dial indicator. Movable unit means where we are going to add or remove the shims for making alignment. Now, for making alignment by reverse indicator method, when I say that we will make alignment, it means that we will make alignment for both angular misalignment and for offset misalignment. We will make correction for the offset misalignment, and we will make the correction for angular misalignment. Although we are not taking any reading on the face, remember, we are taking both readings on the rim of the coupling. You can take the reading anywhere, but we don't take this reading on the face. So one is stationary machine and the other is movable machine. Movable machine is the one where we are going to add or remove the shims on the front and back foot for making alignment. Stationary machine is the one where we are not going to add or remove the shims. So for finding the amount of shims for making alignment, we use these two formulas, Fs and Bs, and you can see here there are 5 terms which are used in these formulas: BA, BB, D1, D2 and D3. So total there are 5 measurements which you have to make for finding the amount of shims for front foot and back foot. Now in this method, when you take the readings from dial indicator, make sure that the front foot make sure that the front foot bolt and the back foot bolt are tight. Otherwise you will get wrong dial indicator reading. And also you have to make correction for the soft foot. First you have to check if there is a soft foot, and if there is a soft foot, you have to make correction. This is very important. Otherwise you cannot make alignment. And then you will make rough alignment, because sometimes the readings are out of the range of dial indicator. So you have to do rough alignment before you use dial indicators. So how we are going to make alignment by reverse indicator method, this I will explain you. We need total 5 measurements for finding the shapes. BA is one measurement. This is the dial indicator reading on the rim of the coupling on the stationary side. This is the total offset reading. We make 0 on the top and then we go to the bottom. The second measurement is BB. BB is the reading taken by dial indicator on the rim of the coupling. We make 0 on the top, then we take the total reading on the bottom. Here BB is plus 50 and BA is minus 300. This is the front foot, this is the back foot. You can see here, this is the present position of the motor, and we have to move it to this right required position. This is the required line. What is the required line? This is the required line is the line which should be in the same line as the stationary pump shaft line. When we say this is stationary pump, it means that this stationary pump will not be moved up or down or in any other direction. It will stay where it is, and its rotating line will be taken as a reference line. So we have to move this movable motor in the same line as the rotating shaft line of the stationary machine. So this is our main reference line, and we have to move this motor shaft in the same line as stationary machine shaft line, which is, you can see here, this is the line, this is the line, required line, and this line is in the same line as the stationary pump shaft rotating line. So this is called required position of shaft, and this is the present position of shaft. And movable unit means where we are going to add or remove shims for making an alignment. So why we write here minus and plus and minus and plus? So that I will explain you. If you take the reading at this point from dial indicator and the alignment fixture is fixed on the movable machine, then if you get minus reading, then it means that the shaft will be passing below this point. Because this shaft is not going to move up or down, this will stay as it is. So if I get minus reading, it means that this shaft is passing below this point where I am taking the reading. Because minus reading I will only take, minus reading is only possible if this shaft is passing from below this point. So this is the point where I have taken the reading. So if I am getting minus 300, so it means that this shaft is passing below this point. So in the same way, if the reading is plus, so it means this shaft must be passing above this point, because this is the point where I am taking the reading with dial indicator on the stationary shaft. So same way here on the movable machine. Now with the stationary pump, I am taking the reading on the movable machine. Alignment fixture is fixed on the pump, and with dial indicator I am taking on the movable side. Now when I talk about plus and minus, this is with reference to required position of the shaft. It is not with reference to this shaft. As I was talking minus and plus, it was with reference to this stationary shaft or stationary shaft position. But here I am not talking with this position, which is the present position of the motor. You can say it will be with reference to the required position of shaft, which is the same line which is in the same line as the stationary pump shaft line. You can see here, this is the line, this is the required line where we want our movable motor to shift. So when I will get plus reading on the movable side, I mean if I get BB plus, it means the point where I am getting plus reading on the shaft is below the required axis. That's why I am getting plus. The plus sign is below the required axis. If I am getting minus reading at this point, at the end of the shaft, it means at the end of the shaft is above the required axis, which is this line, So I can now allot or give the minus and plus sign to these 4 areas. This is the minus zone, this is the minus area, this is the plus area, this is the plus area here, and this is a minus area. Plus area is below this required axis, and minus area is above the required axis. So, how we take the readings? You can see here, when I take the reading on the movable side, which is BB, I make 0 on the top,